Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining Luana Hodges, YBC Youth Building Conversation. This evening, I have the pleasure with sitting down with Temika Manley. Did I say that correctly? Because I know I felt it wrong. Manley.
Manley.
Manley. Okay.
Yes.
She's strong. She's nice
That's
and
right.
strong up in these streets. Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Hello. I'm good. How you doing?
Great, great, great. It's
Good.
been a couple of years since I've
Yes.
seen you.
Yes, it has. And it's a
And
beautiful
now,
day and a beautiful day to get together today.
yes, yes. And now you just have a lot of things going on that you're going to share about what's going on in our community in the DMV area, how
Yeah.
everyone down here can get involved, help her initiative with the youth and the young adults, and everything that she will be providing with her services. And they free, y'all. They're free.
Yes. Free,
But
free,
before we
free.
get started, can you pray us in? Real quick?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to thank you, Father God, for bringing us all here today. Everyone who has showed up. I pray that everyone is here today with light hearts and love surrounding them. Pray for a beautiful conversation, beautiful support, beautiful community engagement. And just thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Y'all, let me tell you. Okay, my hair probably look all over the place because I had to work today in the office, and then I had to do 80 all the way home, so I can make sure I make here at 6:30. So, just bear with me if I'm breathing hard. That means I'm tired. But just. That's why we always start with prayer, so we'll be okay.
That's right.
But before we get started, who is Temika Manley? I want to know. Manley.
Yes, well, I am Temika Manley. I'm a Washingtonian, grew up in the city, moved to Maryland in my latter years, but I'm still very well in the city. I went to Howard, I went to Trinity, so I've stayed here, very much grounded here. I'm a very passionate person when it comes to community. My love language is quality time and acts of service. So that's always been a passion of mine. Growing up in the city, working, my very first job was under Mayor Marion Burry and his Youth Leadership Institute. So having that type of start, that type of leadership and guidance and impacts on me is really, I never really left that. Marion Burry was a mayor that was about the children, the youth, and growing us and grooming us and making us, sound citizens to have an impact. So that just always resonated with me and it never left. So here I am, trying to figure this thing out. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He did it from what I wasn't living down here. I'm not a Washingtonian. But I heard he did a lot of great things
Yes.
for the city, for the youth and the young adults.
Yeah.
Um,
That's our mayor for life.
yeah.
Yes. The
Hey,
good, the bad, the ugly. He still looked out for his people. He still had the love for his people. And I was just listening to, I had a fireside chat today with Dr. Cornell West. And he was talking about leadership and was asked, what does a good leader look like? What is like the number one quality of a good leader? And, he said, in order to be a good leader, in order to lead the people, you must first love the people, and you have to have that compassion and love for the people and care about them. So when you're, putting things in place, it's with good intention and not just for our own personal gain.
yeah. Especially when you're dealing with the youth and the
Absolutely.
young adult, you have to look past everything else
Yeah.
to make sure that they're good.
Yeah.
So in saying that, how my platform was birthed out of COVID-19. How did COVID-19 change you professionally, spiritually, and personally?
Um, Actually, I always felt as though COVID-19 didn't have too much of an impact on how I already lived my life. Um, Professionally, I think it gave me more work-life balance, that whole balance thing that everybody talks about, because I do have a full-time job, but I was moved remote. So I've been home since March 2020, so it gave me a balance that I so longed for. But other than that, nothing else really changed. I always exercise, so I just exercise. I have more time to do it. I always just very conscious about self and I've been working on self for a very long time. So COVID was great for me. I'm just like, hey, what is isolation to an isolationalist? I stay in the house anyway. You know what I'm saying? I stay out the way. I'm doing my thing in my lane. So it really didn't affect me too much.
Okay, okay. So I know you told us who you were, but what make you special? What make you special?
Mm. What makes me special other than being a child of God? Um, my heart makes me special. I'm a very passionate person, and my passion it goes a long way. But I'm very unapologetic of
Mm.
things that I do. My name is on Instagram is unapologetically me, because I just try to very much move in my purpose. I try to be my authentic self. At night, I don't want to have any regrets of the decisions I've made today, the words I chose to use today.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just a very intentional person. I think that's what makes me unique and special. I just recently had a birthday dinner where I had a round table and everybody went around to say what they had to say, it warmed my heart that it was very consistent, that I'm a passionate person and I'm a caring person and I'm there. I show up, and I show up for myself so that I can show up for other people, you
Yeah.
know. So that's what makes me special.
Okay. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thank
Happy
you.
belated birthday. You're a Pisces, right?
No, girl, it was last year, but
Okay.
I celebrate my birthday every day, twice a day at 11:26 because that's my birthday. So
Oh,
I
okay.
celebrate
Oh,
me on a daily basis.
okay. Okay. I thought I celebrated all month, but you celebrate all year.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
every day is a day. Yes.
Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. So I know you said about Mayor Berry that he gave you your start, far
Right.
as with the youth. But what make it so passionate for you? What makes
Okay.
dealing with the youth so passionate for you?
So, and honestly, for a very long time, I've been trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. And I've really just prayed, like, God, I'm just trying to find my passion, what it is that I want to do, help me find my path. And I've always known I wanted to do community. Um, Young people and the elderly people have always had a special place in my heart. So I just knew it. I wanted it to be with those two. I've always like volunteered at the school, volunteered mentorship or home after school homework programs, volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club. So I've always done things from my teenage years, college years, even to this day. But I still didn't really know what I wanted to do with it until this opportunity presented itself. Because ultimately I want to do a community garden. I want to
Mm.
grow a garden where I can be a resource to my people in my community. I know we have a lot of insecurities and we lack a lot of resources. No matter how many organizations they pop up and can check a box to say we donate food, we donate clothes, it's still not the abundant that we need. I've taken people to pick these groceries up and I see the amount of food that they get or what they get, and I wanted to be able to make an impact in that area, right? So I said, well, I want to do this garden, and then when I was thinking about the garden, I was actually thinking like, okay, if I do this garden, maybe I could be the garden and for homeschool, right? So I can have a youth come in and that'll be one of their courses to learn a garden, nutrition, and things like that. So I'm still going that route. That's still one of my babies that I'm working on right now. But this particular opportunity with the youth talk that I have coming up, it was actually just like it was a random opportunity. And because, like I said, I've been on this path trying to figure it out. How can I do it? What should it look like? What I want it to feel like? It got to be right. You know what I'm saying? I want what I put out for my community to be valuable, be
Mhm.
impactful. I don't want to give you no mess. And it's going to be a reflection of me, and so forth. So I had a conversation with, I have a sister circle and we work together and we support each other. And I was actually supporting one of my sisters at a community event. And the power of just communication, and I'm like, I knew this is what I want. I have something brewing inside of me and I'm trying to figure out how to birth it and get it out. So I see my sister doing something similar in the community, Southeast with the kids. Boom. Hey, sis, how did you come about, this opportunity? Boom, boom. And same with her, it was kind of random, and so she shared with me her experience, and then she said, actually, there's an opportunity available right now. If you're interested, I can share the information. So share, and when she shared it, it was the proposal was for me to do something specifically for the youth, specifically Ward 6, 7, and 8. So when I'm reading it specifically about gun violence, so it kind of gave me the outline of what it was looking for. But still, when I read it, I'm reading it like, yeah, this resonates with me. I can do this. This touches on everything that I've been thinking about. And I've been asking God to give me a sign, open the crack a window for me, just, something. And that was presented to me and it fit, my narrative of what I'm trying to do. And it's just a piece because this is my first step of many, and I'm really looking forward to this growing, this is my very first event. So I'm very grateful for this. I'm very grateful of how this all came about. And I applied for this as an individual, which is also important for me to share because a lot of us think that you have to have an organization already established. You have to have your books in order, a LLC or a nonprofit. And I didn't have any of those things up and ready to go. But this opportunity was available for individuals. So here I am, Temika Manley, an individual with a passion and a purpose in my heart, which is another thing that makes me special because I'm doing this as myself. What I'm saying? I'm not putting my company name or anything like that because that baby I'm still birthing that baby. So for our future is on the table, but I haven't even been officiated with that yet, so but I'm claiming it, and I'm going to keep claiming it. And I took these steps and I applied. November 10th is when I got the application, and November 10th is the night I sat and I just intently wrote my ideas of what it looked like on a piece of paper. I typed it up. 3 days later, I took a couple of days to pray over it, proof it, get a little fine tuning, sent it in. And to my surprise, I was awarded, the opportunity. And I'm like, wow, I did this. I did this as an individual for the very first time. I just stepped out there. And so often we think we have ideas, but we're afraid to step out there. We're afraid, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's just little old me, what I'm saying? But I stepped out there and it's been working. That's how I feel as though this path that I'm taking is really divinely ordered for me. If you can remember, if anybody's watching, remember Michael Jackson's Billie Jean video, which probably is aging me, but the Billie Jean video, when he's walking down the street and every square that he steps on lights up, right? And I'm like, that's how I feel right now because even when, I'm doing it, so now I'm like, okay, this is real. I got it. Now I got to make it happen. Now I got to breathe life into it and make it come to life, right? So I just started making phone calls, because I have guest speakers, I have performing artists, I have, we're going to have some raffles, it's going to be a lot of fun things going on. And everybody that I call to ask for support, or what can you do this? Can you, get on board for that? Everybody was just eager, anxious, excited, and that fueled my fire and warmed me even more to know that I'm connected and surrounded by like-minded people that want to help just as much as I want to help. And if we don't, and communication, the power of communication, because if we listen to the media, and we let them dictate what's going on. We would think nobody cares, you know what I'm saying? The kids are just riffraff and they're, a lost cause. But when you actually put your feet to the street and you get out here and talk to people, like, no, people, we care. You know what I'm saying? These are our children. These are our brothers, our sisters, our cousins. And, and we was once children once, you know what I'm saying? And I was once a child in the District of Columbia. And I had a child as a child in the District of Columbia, you know what I'm saying? And I still have a daughter in DC, going to DC public schools and so forth. So I care. I care that they get home from school safely. I care that they get nutritious meals. I care that their mental health is sound and in place. And they don't, because so often people don't consider children a person, like a person. They're just a child. What do they know? But they're little adults, you know what I'm saying? And we have to groom them and show them, you know what I'm saying, what's right. Or at least, to show them that to have good intentions, and that you can do anything that you want to do. You said that this is what you want to do. You work on it. You put your intentions towards it. Guess what? It's going to come to fruition.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That's great. That's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you did yourself a little bit disservice because I read your bio.
Okay.
And you didn't mention nothing about your training, your certifications, what you have a degree in, what you working on now, going back to school. So I'm going to ask you, with everything you're certified in, that you have a degree in, because it's headed towards the youth.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan on doing your services to help them out?
With like resources for them.
Oh yes, but first tell what's your certification.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right, so I have my undergrad in allied health sciences, and that's what gives me that whole nutrition aspect of it with diet. So both of my parents died from cancer, you know what I'm saying, which is terminal illness, but that's really just come from what we're putting in our body, what we're doing to our bodies and so forth. So that's where my nutrition piece comes in to try to help. I'm also a certified Reiki healer. And what Reiki is energy healing. It's an alternative to the Western medicine. It's more of a meditative process where, you do your meditation. It promotes a calmness, a relaxed state. It promotes positive mindsets. You know what I'm saying? Helps us, with that type of energy, it helps us have self-control, when we feel as though we're getting out of it. Some people don't have self-control. Some people don't have just a knowledge of themselves. Some people know what makes them anxious, what upsets them, what makes them happy, but some people don't know. And then something can happen and it triggered something and they have no idea. So part of Reiki is also knowing yourself, and so that you can maneuver and through life on a daily basis without being impacted by things that really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to know how to take it. You can take it all in, but you digest the good and know to spit out the bad, So that's what that's about. So that's what a service that I will be providing, and we have offered. It's not going to be this weekend, but we'll have some healers there. Also, part of my Sister Circle tribe is a tribe full of Reiki healers. We have grief counselors, a music therapist. She does Reiki, but she does hers more so with music, because some people resonate with song. I know music has got me through a lot in life. People say, it's just a song. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? When you get down and you listen to them words, and artists are people too, and people go through things, and you find a lot of support through that. So we're also, mentorship, job readiness, extracurricular activities. And the mentorship and job readiness and the extracurricular activities, I'm actually in partnership with other organizations to do that. I'm going to have some of my guest speakers have organizations where they have like basketball leagues, the job readiness, the mentorships, trying to just help the kids stay stay busy in a very constructive way.
Yeah.
So those are some of the services that we're going to be providing, and those are some of my certification. And I'm right now pursuing my grief counseling degree certification, and I'm doing that because it goes hand in hand with the Reiki. We all have trauma and grief, and the society would like to think put trauma in a basket straight for the military. And I don't agree with that. I personally agree, as Black people, we all suffer from some form of PTSD. We all have had some type of trauma in our family and from in our generation at some point. Living in America alone gives us PTSD, so that's why, and that goes with grief, so to help, even with myself, I dealt with grief for a long time, and I didn't even know I was dealing with grief. My mom died when I was in my senior year in college. I'm 21 years old, trying to graduate. I got a child of my own, you know what I'm saying? And my mother passed, and I'm grieving, but I never really had time to grieve because I'm a mother. And I got to keep up and keep it moving. I got to go to work. I got to finish school. I got to make sure my baby is good. I got to make sure he get to school, So when did I ever have time? So once, life evolved, and I'm, realizing like, wow, I was really going through this, that, and the other. But now I can identify it. And I want to help somebody else to be able to identify it, and maybe earlier than I did, because when you know better, you can do better for yourself. When you understand yourself or anything, understanding is key. So once you understand it, you can grab onto it and do something about it. But you don't have no understanding, then you crazy out here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think entrepreneurship found you, or you always seeked to become that entrepreneur? You just didn't know when or how.
I'm gonna say maybe it found me. I don't want to, because it's really never been about entrepreneurship to me.
Okay.
It's all, this is like, I tell people, like, this ain't business, it's not personal, it's spiritual. It's all spiritual for me. So it never was, because when I think entrepreneurship, I think about people working and getting money, what I'm saying? And yes, I want to be successful. Yes, I, what I'm saying, would like to have steady, income, and be comfortable, but I want to make an impact. I want to help somebody. I want to spread love. So that's what I'm here for. And I feel as though if I focus on those things, I'm going to be taken care of. So when you focus on the good and you have good intention, God going to take care of you, the universe going to take care of you, and everybody around you, you're going to be taken care of. So I don't chase the money. I'm really for us being whole people out here. Like, it is so many broken, damaged, we messed up and we need help. Sometimes we just need to talk. I've come in contact with a lot of teens, and we have parents that's struggling with mental health, with grief and trauma. And because the parent can't deal with it, it impacts the kid, and then they learn a negative way to deal with trauma and grief, or and the parent may be abusive to their child, and then the child is suffering, and then they got their own traumas and grief, and then you have all these toxic cycles going on. So it was always bigger than that.
That's good. That's good. So I know you talk brief about what's on the table for your company. I don't know if you're making it into a nonprofit. I don't know if
Yes.
you got that. Okay. For your
Yes.
nonprofit that we're speaking in the atmosphere. The name,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
For Our Future. What does that symbolize? When you finally birth it all the way out and people look at that name, what do you want them to take from that name?
I want them to take that everything that I'm doing in this company is for our future. And when I say our, I mean my community of brown faces, my community that has been pushed to the side, my community that's still fighting, you know what I'm saying, just to be treated fairly. You know, we have so many insecurities, you know, to the fact where they, you know, like I said, they check the box. But I drive all the way to Virginia to do my shopping because I know that they deliver different produce there than they deliver here. You know, so when I say for our future, like everything, every service that I have to provide, every partnership that I make, it's for my people. You know, it's for us because it's our time. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt that like it's our time. It's been our time, but we making moves, and I feel the momentum in our community, in my spirit. I just feel as though we, the people, we Black people, are moving, and I'm doing my part to keep the machine moving and doing my part to make sure that we grooming our kids up to be valuable and to be able to take the torch, because that's also been another problem when in our generations that, you know, when we had grandma held the torch, you know what I'm saying? And then after a while, the dynamic started changing and there was nobody to pass the torch to. And now we just all out here wandering around trying to, you know, find our way. So I'm trying to help, you know, bring us back into a focus so we know which way we're going. We going up. You know, we still got people falling to the wayside, but I want to be there to help. Hey, come back in line. You know, it's for our future. You know?
Yeah. I think the millennials and the Generation Z's they're different.
Yes.
They're different. Mm-hmm. And they think different than we thought. You know what I mean? And it's not that they disrespectful. It's just that they acquire more knowledge than we did.
Yeah, they have access. They have more access.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna, if you tell them XYZ, best and believe they're gonna research that. They're gonna come back, Miss LaWanna, that ain't right. That's not what that ain't right. Exactly. So even with my kids, when I talk to them and they tell me something, and I'll be like, well, how you know that? And my daughter be like, because I researched it. I can tell you where I pulled it up at. I was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew where you got it from, because I didn't know. You know, I didn't know. But yeah,
and that makes me proud, you know, with the youth. That does make me proud. But they have a lot of challenges, you know, because they are so they're so labeled and stereotyped, you know, and a lot of them just need somebody to put their hand on their shoulder. Just come here. Let me talk to you. You know, so let me show you something. Let me give you something to read. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it, you know, so they are different, but it's a good different, you know, because it's time for change, you know, and they're a little more radical, but radical is not always bad. And that's part of my goal is to make sure that energy is filtered into a positive avenue, you know. So they got the energy, but do something positive with it. You know what I'm saying? You loud. Some of you don't stay loud on the train. Okay, that's fine. Use that throat chakra to say something positive, to fight for something that matters, you know. So let's do that, you know. So yeah, they're good. It's good that they're different. Yeah, we need different, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so then that's, you know, that's why I like the youth, like, yeah, let me touch them. Because they do listen. If you if you talk to them and not at them, they listen.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait the next Saturday. I can't wait.
Me either. I'm really, really excited. I'm so filled with just so many different emotions because like I said, I jumped out there and was supported. You know what I'm saying? The universe had me, God had me, my loved ones had me. So people who I don't know. I'm like one person who I've been talking to. I haven't even met him, still haven't met him, but he's been very, very helpful, very, you know, on board. Just let me know you need help, and boom. And I can really appreciate that because we get such a bad rap, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to community, we lack it. And it's a true statement that we do lack it, but it does exist. They act like it's non-existent, you know what I'm saying? But we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of healing to do. And I think once we're healed, or at least everybody is at least working toward healing and have a goal to want to be healed and whole, we can be better. But we got trust issues. We have so many issues but they're bigger than us. And when we talk about our issues, they want to make it look like, oh, we're conspiracy theorists, or we want to just, oh, woe is me. It's like, no, because we fighting for the small little stuff, superficial stuff out here, but the laws and legislation still has things on the book that's keeping us suppressed. You know what I'm saying? So just things, so I even got on my pocket on my table, like, I'm going to eventually start looking into, or I want to change laws and this, that, but my law that I feel as though needs to be changed is the statement in the books in the Constitution that say we still less of a human. Ain't nobody changed that yet, but the money's still green and everybody trying to get the money, but you still slighting me. You just do better at covering it up, but this whole thing with community, like, the kids have so much talent. They have so much ingenuity. It's out of this world. Things that they think of, we would have never thought of. And we can build. We can build. Us. It can be done, and we don't have to be afraid. But they make it so. So I'm excited because I know that my little work that I'm doing here is just a small portion of the work that's being done around the world, So we got people in Philly working, California, New York, Florida, everywhere. We're everywhere trying to get our communities together, and I'm looking forward to the day that we all open the gates and flood in and turn this place upside down.
I know that's right. So I always ask this question. Do you think you're operating in your passion or your purpose, or do you think it's both?
I'm going to say both. And I say that referring back to the example I used when I applied for this. And I got it. And like I said, I just jumped out there on a whim. And I prayed I believe in prayer. I believe, what I'm saying, in talking to my ancestors, and really, that meditative thing, tuning in to try to find my path, So I prayed, for my passion. What is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And for this to be presented to me, every time I ask God to show me something, He does just that. He does just that in a matter of immediate time. It could be days, sometimes it's the same day. So, and I'm a believer of that. I'm a believer of that. And once I believed that, and I just, I asked God, and that came up. And then, like I said, the steps just kept happening. Everything that I asked for, it was a yes. It's a yes. How can I help? How can I help? So that lets me know that that's God's purpose. It's purpose. It's divine. You know what I'm saying? So I believe I'm operating that because of how it makes me feel. When I go visit the site location to see, oh, this is where we're going to be. Or when I go talk to the local grocery store to say, hey, I'm having this. Can I put this on your bulletin board? Can you donate? Every time I walk out of those places, I feel so full. But my soul feels full, like this, this feels good. I'm walking in my purpose. So I say yes. I'm not doubting, like, should I be doing this? Is this going to work? I'm not, it feel good. Even the kids, I'm asking the kids for their talent. A student do spoken word, one do rap. And they was just excited to do it for their community service hours. But you would let the school system think that, oh, the kids ain't trying to do community service hours. They don't want to do this, that, but they do, but you have to speak to them, come down to their level. And what do you like? What can we do to help you come up? Because one thing that I could not stand, what pet peeve of mine as a child in school, was the teachers that said, I got mine, you got to get yours. I cannot stand it even to this day, because why do we have to want to see our next generation suffer through what we suffered through? If we're better now, then we can help pull them up. If we invented the wheel, why are we gonna make them invent it again? It's already rolling. You know what I'm saying? Now what you gonna do to improve this wheel? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So that's where my heart is, to
Yeah.
help, and if I can help one person along the way, my living is not in vain. And that's all me right there.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
what have been in your life one of your biggest obstacles that you had to face? And what did you learn from it?
I think my biggest obstacle was maneuvering through life alone. Like I said,
Mhm.
when my mom passed, I was only 21. So what experience do I really have out here? I went straight from high school to college. So I'm still a school kid, technically, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So 21 years old, like I said, I have my mother myself. I don't have a mother to call for advice. So I had to figure a lot of things out for myself, which was a big obstacle. But as I started going through my healing journey and talking to different healers and so forth, I learned that, I've been doing pretty good. I maneuvered through this life pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? My son went to college on a full scholarship, graduated with 2 degrees. He moved away, got his own career now. My daughter is only 16 years old and a freshman in college, dual enrolled while she's a junior in high school, 4.9 GPA. So
Yes.
I say I'm doing this very well, maneuvering through life. But that was my biggest obstacle. I felt just feeling alone,
Yeah.
and unsupported for a very long time. And so that was in my 20s. So here I am now, finally doing something. But it took me to go through my journey, and being very fragile for about 20 years, like just being fragile because I'm just out here trying to keep it together because
Right.
I got somebody watching me,
That's right.
and I can't fall apart.
Yeah.
So I think that was my biggest obstacle. And I feel as though every time I look back at the things that I've accomplished out here by myself, it lets me know, I remind myself every morning that I can do hard things. And if something is presented to me and it's hard, I can do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I can move that mountain. I can make that giant fall. I've done hard things and I'm here to talk about it. And it's a lot of children out here. I've gone to children's funeral who committed suicide. You know, I've talked to children and seen children who are both ends of gun violence.
Yeah.
So so that's, it means something to me to want them to be whole. And I feel as though like I've gotten to this place now, and I want them to be there too, and to know that it can get better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's not, like, tomorrow joy comes in the morning.
Yeah.
You gotta understand these things, and they're not just cliches, and it's just not an older person just talking to you saying it's gonna
Yeah.
be all right. Like, no.
Doesn't mean a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have been, I know you touched on achievements, but give me one of your biggest achievements that you have done.
I'm gonna give you two. My
I
children.
guess that, hey, that's what I was looking for. I'll take it. I'll
Yes.
take it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you two.
That's great. That's awesome. So
Mm.
your son is got his own career, daughter in college and high school.
Yeah.
So by the time she finished, she gonna be halfway through college.
Halfway through college, she wants to be a surgeon. She want to move to California, and I say, go for it, baby. And when you go, don't turn back. Keep going. And then she said she want to end up in England, being a surgeon there. Keep
Okay.
going. You know what
Keep
I'm saying?
going.
The world is ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And anything that we want in this world, we can have. You know what I'm saying? We just happen to be birthed here. I just happen to be born in DC. Whoever was born in Africa and Asia. But it don't stop there. And I remember when I very first started working with the youth, and even when I was a youth in DC, you talk to other youth and realize a lot of them haven't been out the city. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't need correlate that Baltimore and Maryland is the same thing, but they beefing. You know what I'm saying? It's so just to know that, this is the word is ours, you know, and just as I want them to know that.
So your event next Saturday, can you please give more information, how they can register, or where it's going to be taking place, what time? If you can give out all that information, I'll make sure that I'll put it down below the interview. And if you
Okay.
have any flyers, I'll post that as well. But if you can just give a little brief on where it's going to be at, what time,
Oh,
and stuff
sure,
like
sure.
that.
So it's next Saturday, February 26th. It's going to be at Hillcrest Recreation Center. The address is 3100 Denver Street, right in Southeast off of Branch Avenue. It's from 1 to 3:30. It's going to be guest speakers. It's going to be like a conversation. So it's not going to be a lecture. It's going to be, they're going to speak, but we have time for engagement, question and answers. We're going to have performing arts, nice special guests for you to do some spoken word, dance, song, have some raffles, refreshments. It's planned to be a really, really nice time. I do have a flyer. My name that's here, Temika Manley, that's my page. So you can actually just go to my page. My profile picture is my flyer. The link is there. Luana, you said you'll share the link as well. The tickets are free. Seats are limited. We don't want to overcrowd due to COVID, but it will also be streamed on Zoom, and the Zoom link is also posted in the Eventbrite.
Okay.
Now I look forward to seeing everybody there. I hope you guys can make it. I wanted to make this very special. It's my very first event. And it's my first baby, and I'm excited.
And YBC will be there.
Yay.
So I'll be going live with different parts of the program um, that she'll be having next Saturday. So come out. You have children, please come out, bring them. It's free. It's a free event. Come on out and bring your children. Let's
Yeah.
network all together, and you get them with more information on grief, how to maneuver. A lot of these kids now are they own business owners. Um, got their
Yes.
own businesses. I interviewed a 7-year old that got her own business. I mean,
Yes.
I gotta touch bases with her because I see her on Instagram. She's still doing her thing, getting older. So but yeah, it's great that we have a group of people, a lot of people that's trying to maneuver the youth where they're supposed to go. So I'll make sure that I rotate your flyer because I have a lot of people on here that deal with the youth and young adults that will
Nice.
probably love to come out and or connect with you as well, being that you like to do community events.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
I
with
appreciate
saying
it.
that, so you a mentor yourself. So who covers you and who's your mentor?
Honestly, my mentors are my ancestors and my spirit guides. I talk to my mama, my daddy, I talk to God. I talk to them and they talk back, and I think back, mentors don't always have to be physically present,
Mm.
and I think back to also what I saw growing up. And I asked myself, what would mama do in this case? You know, so those are my mentors, and yeah.
So what is next for Temika Manley? What's next for you?
What's next for me is solidifying my nonprofit. This was my very first step of many. And I'm very excited. It's not even a baby step, it's a big step.
Mhm.
And I call it a stride because that's how I'm going to be moving out here in long, big strides to help my people. So right now, my next step is solidifying the nonprofit so that we can get bigger opportunities and provide, more grand resources to the people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Awesome. Awesome. Great, great, great. So
Yeah.
what can you leave with the youth and the young adults? What encouraging words?
My the encouraging words I would leave with the youth is to just move through love, and everything you do, just do it with an intent of love and compassion. how you want to be treated. However cliche that sounds, treat others like you want to be treated. It's a very true and sound statement. Spread love. We got enough hate out here. We got enough people hating against us, then we need to hate against each other. So my thing is just spread love. Love, LOVE, that's my thing. Love, self-love. Love yourself first. You love yourself, it's going to be so easy to love everybody else. And you love yourself, people will see that you love yourself and they will love you too. But if you out here acting and displaying yourself like you don't care about yourself, they're going to treat you as such. So just love. Love is my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on my platform, sitting down, just talking to us. I learned a lot, even more, which is great.
Good.
I look forward to the event next Saturday. I know it's going to be awesome. And as well, I know you mentioned about grants. I'll make sure I get that information, and if you allow me to post it as well on my platform for anybody out there that's trying to write a grant. I know I need to start writing grants as well, but there's a lot of money out there to do some good work
Yes.
in your own community.
Listen, absolutely.
As well as a business.
Absolutely. Like, listen, it's a lot of money out there and it's a lot of resources. When I started this and I was looking for a venue to have it, I didn't even realize how many buildings have been constructed specifically for DC residents to use for these type of events, to put on some type of event. They have so many different, I had no idea, so the resources are here. We don't know about them, but they know about them. And that's my problem. So that's why I'm saying this is for our future. We need to know what is available to us. And it's all available to us. And we're going to take advantage of it all.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Amen. Because I'm going to pick her brain and I'm going to get the information. If I get the information, I'll make sure I share it.
Yes. And actually, this week I did get an email that another grant is out. So I will send that over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. But thank you for coming on. I met Temika in a whole different space.
Yes.
Love you, girl.
Yes.
And just to see the growth and everything that you're doing, sis, you winning.
And same to you, because who would have known? I said to the face people listening, I shared this event, and that's how. Hey, we have a similar platform. So that's an example of what I'm saying. Like, it's so many of us that's really like-minded. We got the same goal going, so we're going to do this. We're going to grow. Our youth are going to be amazing and so strong and so unpenetrable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't going to be able to touch them. And I love it.
All right. She's speaking those words. Yes. We have a couple of comments before we go. I don't see the names, but one say, "Hey, Queens."
Hey. Yes,
another one says HU.
Yes.
So I'm a Dell State alumni, so I'm just saying.
HBCU, we giving you that. Okay.
That's true. And also my big supporter, that's my mommy. Thank you, Mom, for watching.
Yes, thank you, Miss.
Someone says, "Keep up the good work."
Thank you.
And then we was talking about the grants, and somebody says, "Yes, awesome."
Yes, it is. We're gonna take over, y'all. It's our time. It's our time. This is the year of magic, and we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, something new in 2022. My granddaughter calling me, asking me, "Are you done yet?"
Yes.
That we are done. We are finished. Thank you for joining me for another powerful interview. Please link up with Temika if you deal with the youth. If you want to know how to deal with the youth, if you want to know how to get some money to do what you do in your own community, link up. There's nothing but connections to move her forward and to move ourselves forward as well. Yes. And just make sure you support. You have a youth, pass the flyer. If you don't have no kids, pass it to your nieces and nephews. Just pass the flyer. Share. That's how we get everything out in our communities, is by sharing the information. So in saying that, have a great weekend. See you next week. I'm coming next week with a double hitter.
Yes.
So far. So I see you guys next week. Temika, stay on.
All right.
Enjoy. Bye.
Bye-bye.